This is the BBC.
This podcast is supported by advertising outside the UK.
Everyone likes shopping online, but searching for coupon codes is kinda a bummer. So make saving online a breeze with Capital One Shopping. Capital One Shopping is a free tool that instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. Just download Capital One Shopping to your computer and let it do the work for you. So easy, and you don't even need a Capital One card to use it. Capital One Shopping. It's kinda genius. What's in your wallet? Savings and available coupons vary.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts. Hey everyone, welcome to Dye's Salon. Come on in and get yourself a trim. Hey guys, it's Diane here. Welcome back to Dye's Salon podcast. You all know I love to change my hair. Yes, 1 minute it's red, the next minute it's orange. I think growing up as a hairdresser, one of the things that you do on a regular basis is get your hair coloured. Like, it's just one of those things. It's like if you work at a clothes shop, you're probably going to buy those clothes. As a hairdresser, you want to try everything that you're doing. Now, today's guest is bold in more ways than one, and that is the wonderful Candice Braithwaite. She's a Sunday Times best-selling author, journalist, presenter on Lorraine, and an all-round fashion icon who is known for her trademark shaved head. And her style is as bright as bright. I feel like I've met someone who loves colour probably more than I do, and that's very hard. Like, she is bright, she's fun, she tells a story with colour. Today she's going to be telling us all about the transformational trip that inspired this style and why making bold decisions pays off. Hey everyone, it's Di here. Now, before we get into the episode, I just wanted to say that if you're excited about this new series of Di Salon and can't wait for new eps, then the whole of Series 1 is ready and waiting for you as a box set right now, exclusive to BBC Sounds. So head over to the BBC Sounds app and hear guests like Russell Kane and see a coffee in my virtual salon chair. Okay, on with the show. Candice, thank you so much for joining me today in Di's lovely salon. It is an absolute pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, obviously you've come to Di's salon for a reason, so tell me, why are we here today?
I actually fancy a change.
Oh,
I know. I've worn a shaved head for 17 years, I think. Showing my age a bit there.
Yeah.
And I've tried different hairstyles over the course of time, so maybe two. Mm-hmm. But I really want to grow it out and try a pixie cut.
Pixie cut. Yeah. Nice. Okay, right. Well, we can do something like that for you today. I love a little pixie cut. Absolutely love it. One day, eventually, I would not go in between. I would go either long, or I love little pixie cuts. So we can definitely sort something out for you today. But what we're going to do, we're going to have a little chat through your Di Salon News magazine first, and then we're going to get stuck into the hair.
Okay.
So all my clients get one of these.
Yeah.
So you are one of the lucky ones getting a Di's Salon News. And if you open it up and turn away from my face there, you can see that this magazine is all about you and your life. Yeah. And basically we have a look at your hair as well, how it's changed throughout the years. And I want to get to know a bit more about you. So we're opening the first page of our magazine, and this is a beautiful picture of yourself, and you have your signature shaved hair here. Mm-hmm. Describe to me this signature look and how this all came about.
So I was 17, I was on holiday in New York, and I saw a woman cross the road in Queens with a shaved head, and it just felt like time slowed down. There was an energy she seemed to emulate, and I was like, I really want some of that. And in my mind, it was tied to her haircut, because I'd seen a lot of women with shaved heads, but in the black community, that's normally a decision that's made after menopause, a lot later in life. She looked about 25, and I hadn't seen such a bold and powerful hairstyle choice on such a young woman. So then a week later, I came home really jet lagged and literally went to like all the barbershops in my area. And so many of them turned me away because they were like, no, like you're having a moment, you're going to regret it. We don't want your mum coming down and shouting at us. And I think it was like the 7th barbershop I tried, a guy was willing to do it for me. And even he was like, let's start at the side. So if you don't like it, we can turn it into a style. I was like, no, we are absolutely starting in the middle.
Yeah.
So we started in the middle and I've never looked back. To be fair.
That is amazing. So 17 years of age is when you just went, this is... I love the way you described that the time just sort of stopped because you saw her, and that was just such a powerful moment, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
But also that's about 7 barbers actually said no when this is your own decision to do this. How did that make you feel?
Really angry. And as I've got a bit older, I've had to pick apart like the respectability politics behind it, the patriarchy, the sexism, the idea, especially in the black community, that like a woman's hair is her beauty, it's her crown. And also back then, because that was 17 years ago, what wearing a hairstyle like this on a woman may have represented to other people. Be that about your sexuality or your attitude. Like when I went back to college that Monday, just the shock and horror on my classmates' faces, because they were like, what have you done? Why would you do this? Like, this isn't cool. And the entire conversation, both from male and females, was centered in, how will you get a boyfriend with short hair? Like that was all anyone was ever concerned with. And I was like, gosh, how boring.
Yeah, and so obviously you were getting these comments, but when you actually did this to your hair, how did you feel inside? Despite what anyone else thought about it, how did you initially feel when you saw your hair coming off and then you were sat there and this was your new signature look, which is now you? Like this is you now. So that feeling for yourself.
I felt really excited and exhilarated, and also, of course, really naked. You just have your face. You've got nothing to hide behind. So I felt really bare and quite vulnerable, and my head was very cold. It took a few years, actually, to get used to not wearing, because I never wear hats in winter or anything. But I felt very, bare and vulnerable, but also a deep knowing that, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, after years of having very bad hair experiences, I was like, oh, we've arrived. You've got it, you know.
This is now your new identity, which I absolutely love. If we turn the page, we have another gorgeous picture of you. This is, again, with your signature shaved hair, a beautiful, very, very powerful picture, black and white photo here. This was taken, what?
Literally a few weeks ago.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, this was literally a few weeks ago. So this is very recent.
Okay, this is now you.
Yeah, definitely.
At the beginning, when you did shave your hair for the first time, did you find, were you like, oh, should I go to wigs? Should I not? Did you want to explore that a little bit more?
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh, and I think I tried wigs a few times. And honestly, every time I left the hairdresser, between leaving the hairdresser, getting on the bus and getting home, I would have already pulled it off. There was just something, I know this sounds ridiculous considering it is a wig, there's something so hat-like about them on me. I was just like, no. And also, admittedly, they never quite got it right. I was like, Pixie, no, this is all. And then there's this thing, like, because I haven't been in a hairdresser's chair for a long time, it's almost like I struggle to advocate for myself. I struggle to be like, no, I don't like, you're just like,
I understand,
And then you leave and you're like, I really don't like this. And I found that also playing with wigs, it aged me, which feels weird. I'd look in the mirror and be like, no, you look 30, and I wasn't 30 then. Why are you doing this?
I mean, Pixie is still a short hairstyle, which, you know, I think you would look absolutely great with, but I absolutely love this look. Like you say, it is powerful. To me, when I look at this look, it is very, very powerful. And to me, I don't understand, oh, you're not feminine, this, because to me it screams feminine. Because to me it looks like you're so comfortable in your own skin to be able to do this. Because it's something that not many people can actually do and feel comfortable.
Yeah. When I have toyed with other hairstyles during this period, I just always come back here.
Yeah.
If not for the boldness, for the ease.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't remember where I was the other day, and my husband smelled my head and was like, when last did you wash your hair? I was like, I don't know. He was like, and what do you wash it with? I'm like, a bar of soap. Like, I don't really...
That is incredible.
I don't really think about
to be able to wash your hair with a bar of soap.
I was like, I don't really think about what I'm doing. He's like, yeah, but scalp health, you know. I was like, I'm sure the bar of soap is fine. So, like, the ease of it is remarkable
definitely.
as well.
Do you do it yourself?
Oh, no, I have a really, really good barber.
Okay.
Because what's so funny is I can sit here today and say my hair is a mess. Of course, everyone looks at me and they're like, you don't have any. I'm like, no, this is very messy. And so, like, literally in this black and white photo, I think I'd seen my barber the day before.
Right,
and I can see the crispness.
You can see the crispness,
So he does it and he's really, really good.
Oh, amazing. Well, let's go on to your next pictures in the magazine. Now, this is live before you shaved your hair. Top picture is you with finger waves. You've got beautiful bold red lip and a beautiful blue floral dress on. How old were you in this first picture?
I am 25.
Okay, so this is before all the hair was changed. Sorry, after all the hair was changed.
So this was during this period where I've had those moments of like, oh, let me toy with something different. Yes. And I categorically love finger waves. Love, but I despise the upkeep.
Right.
This is the kind of hairstyle that if your brain even thinks about the gym, the waves start to lift with the anxiety of sweat. It's a hairstyle that needs tremendous upkeep, but it's so damn good though.
It is very nice, really, really nice. Yeah, I can relate to the upkeep of colour. I don't know sometimes why I choose the colours I do, but bathroom hates it, my nails hate it, and I don't really think my hair likes it too much either, really, but doesn't really have a say in that. So it does look gorgeous on you. And then we have the other picture where you've got the pineapple do, so it's the braids coming into the fro at the back. Yeah. Is this another one that is massive upkeep?
No, and I was 16 there.
Oh, you were 16.
Yeah,
okay.
So this is just before the big chop,
little
as
baby.
we call it, literally. Not massive upkeep with that because once the braids are done, they're done.
Right,
and that's not, my daughter wears her hair in braids like that now, and she can go 3 to 4 weeks without us having to redo them. So that literally is a hairstyle that the upkeep, it's time consuming in the moment, but then worth it to not think about it for 3-4 weeks completely.
So, going from looking at this picture from you were 16 here, and then to, that's a dramatic change, isn't it? Because you have a lot of hair there, don't you? So from going to that to then going, no, I'm shaving it, that's bravery. And I think you've done the absolute right thing. But that's a big jump, step to take.
Huge. Again, my grandparents specifically were very like, you had such a good head of hair. Even the language around hair sometimes makes me cringe a bit because what is good hair? What is good hair, you know? And now, even my granddad can point out when I need a trim. He's like, oh, looking a bit rusty there. Yeah. So he's very for it now. Yeah,
you're so right. What is good hair? I think in my family alone, every single one of us, there's 5 of us, and we all have such different hair, completely different. And people can say to my mum, oh, you've got such good head of hair, and then others say oh, you've got the best head of hair in the family. And so it's hair's so unique and different on every single one of us. So obviously with these hairstyles there was a lot more upkeep. And I believe in your finger wave you had a perm for that as well. How did your hair take to the perm?
So first of all, so people listening aren't confused. When we say perm in the black community, we mean straightening our hair, relaxing the curls. And a perming for me has always been hit and miss, being that I've got a very sensitive scalp.
Yep.
And the chemicals you need to straighten afro hair are really, really dangerous. And so many times having my hair relaxed by a hairdresser, my scalp's been burnt.
Yeah.
Literally blisters or peeling and bleeding. So there was a few times, bless the woman who used to do my finger waves, she was a little bit forgetful or a bit rough, and I would get burnt during that process. And then that's not to say having an afro wasn't necessarily easier either, because the detangling on an afro, the amount of moisture it needs, it's like there's been such a freedom and, of course, no upkeep and less money with having a shaved head. Both the finger waves and an afro devour product.
Yeah.
And if you don't think you need it, you're constantly being sold it. Oh, you need that. You need. And
Yes.
I'm like, here, I just need my bar of soap, you know?
Yeah.
But, both those hairstyles, as much as I love them, there's just so much that goes into them. And being a black woman, you know, one of our biggest journeys is with our hair. And so if it wasn't that, I remember prior to this braids, pineapple, afro look, I tried a weave once and I washed it because it was human hair. So I washed it whilst it was attached to my head. Then when I went to blow dry it, the weave got caught in the back of the fan.
Oh, no.
Of the hair dryer, and I had to cut myself free like 2 days before Carnival. So I went to Carnival with my weave looking like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Like it was just like lopsided, where I've had to like get into this hair dryer and like cut a chunk off.
New hairstyle. I bet you after
Yeah,
that.
very salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Asymmetric vibe.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what year was this? Because I feel like asymmetric probably came out at a similar time.
I'm Stacey Dooley. Join me as we get ready to shake off the last year and start afresh. I'm talking to people who have swapped beauty salons for shellfish and traded in the 9 to 5 to fight crime. I don't know anyone who hasn't had a fresh start. I just think it's really important to celebrate the victories, however big or small they are. I'll be chatting to some really incredible people. My new podcast, Stacey Dooley Fresh Starts. Listen now, only on BBC Sounds.
So we're going to turn the page. We're moving on to your beautiful children. We've got a picture of yourself up here as a child, and then we've got a picture of your little girl. These pictures are absolutely adorable. In your baby picture, you've got braids here.
Yes.
Braids.
Yes.
And then your picture of your daughter. This is incredible. I love this. So there's a picture of your daughter pointing to a picture on TV of a little girl with an afro, and obviously your daughter also has an afro, and it's the cutest picture. Let's go to the first picture of you as a baby. You've got braids at such a young age here.
Yeah, that was my second birthday party. The cake is cropped out of that.
Okay.
And so I had really thick hair. It's classified as 4C in the black hair community since I was a baby. So I think I was getting braids from at least 18 months.
Wow.
I never sat still. I hated having my hair detangled. I think actually, when I look closer at this picture, I think my nan or my mum's given up because there's one section that's not braided.
That's probably not.
They're just like, oh, we can't be bothered. And so, yeah, it was always, I just felt very harassed getting my hair done as a kid, you know. But again, afro hair needs to retain moisture. Having your hair worn out in an afro all the time, especially at 2, not a good idea considering you're rolling on the floor and you want to play around. So I get it, but yeah, I've got braids there, and
I mean, at 18 months, like I even like a soft bristle brush on my head, I was so sensitive to it.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, and I'm sure you remember having that done.
Oh, gosh.
Like it would have it's painful, right?
Very. Those moments of getting my hair braided across my childhood, they're like singed, and I will use the word singed because there was also something else we used to do, hot combing. So before you had a relaxer, if you were too young for a relaxer, if it was a special occasion, someone in your family would put a hot iron comb on the stove and really, really heat it up and then pull it through your hair so to straighten out the kinks and coils. Wow. The joke about hot combing is it would last on a kid 45 seconds because the minute you start to sweat, your hair goes back to its natural. Yeah. So I do remember times of like the hot comb touching my ears or like that sizzle of Vaseline.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, how does it differ then, obviously, with your children?
Yeah.
How are you doing their hair differently to what you were brought up with, obviously?
Very differently. Yeah. So, even though my daughter has an afro in this picture, what's most remarkable about this picture is this is the first image of her without dreadlocks.
Right.
She had dreadlocks from the age of 2 till 6.5.
Yeah.
And so I think it was last summer, we were just over it. Locks are sold as an easy option and they're just not.
Right.
They take just as much upkeep. And I mean the lint that can get stuck in a 6-year-old's hair. And I think we just looked at each other last year and we're like, we're both over this, aren't we? And shaving head, there are only 2 ways out of locks. You shave your head or you suffer the time of unpicking them. And when I say suffer the time, she had 106 locks on her head and we could only unpick 3 per day. That's how time consuming. So it took us the entirety of her summer holiday to get this hair unpicked in time. And she was also starting a new school, so she wanted to go to school with like braids and she'd never seen herself with her afro or with braids. She couldn't remember because she'd had locks since she was 2. So this is her just literally having a moment of oh my gosh, like I'm free of locks and I do have an afro and now I can try new things. And it's almost borderline emotional.
Does she love it? Does she love
it? Like
that even makes me more happier. Like
every time she gets her head on, she's like, I'm so glad I don't have locks anymore, Mummy. And I often go, do you want your locks back? She's like, never.
No. And did you love your hair growing up?
No. I had a really love-hate relationship. I loved once my braids were freshly done and they looked really good. Of course, you love that.
Yeah.
But I just hated the whole process.
Yeah.
And now we have a really good process with her. And for someone that has, you know, as a really young child, had to sit through having your locks retwisted, this is such a breeze to her now. She's like, 3 hours, bring it on.
Yeah.
You know?
It's amazing. And rules on what she can and cannot do with her hair, do you implement them? Like, does she have things that you're like, absolutely not?
And she hasn't asked, but I am aware of the pressures of Western society and beauty ideals.
Yeah.
But I hate to sound like that, Mum, but living under my roof, she will never relax her hair.
Yeah.
It's just not an option. You can do that on your own time and dime, sweetheart, but not in this house.
Yeah.
Just because relaxing is sold as the easy option, it's really harsh. Again, the chemicals used to burn my hair, and I just think we need to teach young black girls just how to love their natural hair. So I'm just like very against relaxer.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And I mean, I have used relaxers myself when I was hairdressing, and I mean, I would wear face masks, got the lot. That's how strong this product can be.
Yeah.
And I think you're so right. Just embracing the beauty that she has is, I mean, it's unique. Like, there's not many people that can say, I have this amazing hair.
Exactly.
So you need to, show it off because she looks incredible. She's so cute. Okay, we have to also talk about your next picture in the magazine is your book. This is your new book, your second book.
Yeah.
Sister, that I believe has just been released.
Yeah.
And also another one of the Sunday Times best-selling books.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like, congratulations, first and foremost. Your first book was I Am Not Your Baby Mama.
Yeah.
And we did have a little chat earlier, but this book is like not a huge amount of time in between your first book and second book.
Yeah.
First book is mainly about being a black mother.
Yes.
And you also told me before that there's no other book like this in the UK, which I'm just absolutely shocked about.
Yeah, none. There are. I'm Not Your Baby Mother is the only book in the UK you can get specifically about the Black British motherhood experience.
Yeah, that's
right now, even as we have this conversation, which is really shocking. And I'm Not Your Baby Mother lives in a world of its own because Of course, it's like part memoir because it's my life story, but it provides some really hard-hitting data. So in the UK now, I think the numbers come down a bit, but black women are 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than any other race in this country. And that data is very similar to how African American women are received in the maternity care space. They are far more likely to die in childbirth. So I'm Not Your Baby Mother, is now actually on the midwifery list, like as you have to read it to become a midwife.
Amazing.
So I'm just like, I do brush my shoulders off for that.
Yes.
But this new one, Sister, learned some things I've learned the hard way, so you don't have to. It's more like a compilation of essays about things I wish I knew as a black girl growing up in London. And when I say girl, I wish I'd had this book at about 15, 16.
Yep.
But those lessons still hit hard as a 33-year-old.
Of course, yeah.
And like we were saying before recording this, it's interesting to be able to write stories where I'm the main character.
Yeah.
Because growing up, like I was saying, finding books where black women were the central character was really hard to come by. So it's actually really exciting to be part of literary change, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. And what was one of the hardest lessons that you describe in your book?
Oh, one of the hardest lessons. I think they all rotate around self-love. So hair, learning to love my natural hair.
Actually, that's your first chapter,
that's
isn't
the first chapter.
Which is incredible. Loving your hair, yeah.
Loving your hair. And then also, and what's really interesting about Sister, it is terribly intersectional because what woman hasn't been in a rubbish relationship because their self-esteem is low?
Yeah.
So that was a massive, massive lesson for me, for sure.
For sure. And you used to blog, right?
Yeah.
And then you've turned to an author.
Yeah.
I guess it's very hand in hand, really. But how was the transition to that? Obviously, there's so much that goes into a book. But do you prefer one to the other, blogging or writing a book, or?
I definitely prefer writing books just because it's what we call evergreen content. It lasts forever. Blogging does also, but it's very hit and miss. And also, I have to admit, it was all part of a grand plan. So before I was blogging, I worked in publishing.
Yeah.
And then one day, I just quit my job to the horror of my other half. I was just like, not going back to that. I've got this wild idea. I'm going to do this blogging thing. And that took 5 years to become a paid job.
Yeah.
5 years. But in my mind, I was like, if I build this audience, I can then go on to cultivate that to perhaps get book deals.
Yeah.
So I definitely prefer being called an author than a blogger. I think there is still, whether we like it or not, there is still an amount of respect that comes with traditional media.
Definitely.
That having an online career, as much as it may pay, that respect just isn't there yet. Hopefully it will be, because online content creators, I do that as well, work just as hard, if not harder than those in traditional media, because you are your own crew, you do your own script, you do all of that yourself.
Yeah.
But it just, people are still very judgmental about titles like blogger. They're like, really?
Yeah.
I feel like you just get freebies all day.
Yeah,
and it's really, really not that. So I definitely prefer writing books.
Yeah. How much does your shaved hair throw into your brand specifically?
A lot. I think it's just become a signature.
Yeah.
To the point that I would wear a wig as a joke and I feel like no one can see me. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll step into a room with a wig and I just feel like people's eye, it's just not as memorable as this look. And if you're trying to build a brand, be that online or in traditional media, you need something that like packs a punch. And I just feel like the shaved head and my brand go hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure.
I couldn't, and maybe that's why I haven't like grown my hair out to a pixie yet, because there is a part of me that's like, no.
I was gonna say, like, we will see soon. We will try this pixie on you, and of course it's gonna look great. But I think personally, I'll still prefer your shaved hair.
You're not alone.
I think that's I can't.
I will see it soon, but I can't visualise me, like, this is just you.
I know. And, you know, my husband will agree. He jokes that he'll leave me if I grow my hair out. He's like, what are you doing? Whenever I'm like, oh, no, I want to try something new. He's like, absolutely, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, so it is very part of my brand.
Yeah. Do you feel any pressure, though, to keep it that way? Even if, like,
Yeah, I feel... Because I would love to have a pixie.
Yeah.
But, and I definitely think the pressure's internal. Like, it's a few external factors, but I think it's me who thinks that this look is tied to my brand. So that pressure comes from me.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. Like it was hard enough just changing. I had red hair and changing it. It's still like on the red spectrum, but we've gone for an orange. And even like, this is a really funny story, but the guy who delivers our mail, even he, like, I opened the door going from red to, he was like, oh no, you're not dye anymore, you're like the red, and it really upset me. I was like, I am, but it's a different shade of red. But I realized that was just me putting pressure on myself, because, like, really, he doesn't really care that my hair's changed from red to orange. But it was me having that internal, like, oh, this is not me anymore. It still is. It's still, you know, it's still a bright, fun colour, which is what I love. But I do feel you when you feel that pressure of...
It's the self-identity of it all, isn't it? And I've got a really close friend who's just come out the back end of having cancer treatment. And so I'm always, like, really wary of connecting my hair to my brand or who I am as a person, because there's so many people who, for one reason or another, their hair is not what it was, or they can't wear it the way they used to. And I'm just like, that alone should be a lesson to the rest of us, that we shouldn't depend on our hair like that, because it is a dependence or a cloak or something to hide behind. And it's like, you never know when things may have to change. You know?
Exactly. 100%. And then speaking of fashion and hair, and like we've spoke about through this whole thing, but we've got two amazing pictures of you here, and it's you in a bright green. Now I'm talking bright green, like fluorescent green dress, and I'm also looking at the background where I can see about 100 pairs of shoes in this picture. You've got your signature shaved head, and you're just looking incredible. Fashion is huge for you, isn't it?
Yes.
And as, like, just sitting here, you're so vibrant. You give off this energy, but I feel like that it's just all a part of you, like how you dress, your hair, your personality. It says colour to me, like it's vibrant.
For those that can't see us today, I'm very subdued today. I'm wearing leopard print, but
as she sits here in a leopard print dress,
I'm like, these are my neutrals. So it's either like print or colour, sometimes both. I think I got that from a grandparent, actually, who was very much like, you're not dead yet. Why dress to hide? And also, like, having a darker skin tone. She would always encourage me to wear brighter colours, which many women with my complexion are often not encouraged to do, because they're like, oh no, but it highlights how dark I am. And I'm just like, no, but colours look so good on us. Why would you not do that? And it's just like an instant pick-me-up. So I can't imagine my life without, like, even the coats in the background of this picture.
I mean, there's every single colour you can imagine there. And if I'm honest, it looks a bit like my wardrobe as well. Like, I just adore colour, and I can't imagine that. I think that's why I have bright hair, and why, obviously, I'm wearing a multicoloured dress today. But all my clothes are like that, like just full of colour. It makes me feel good. And sometimes people, you probably get the same. They're like, how do you have the confidence to wear these bright colours? But it just, I don't know, I feel more confident in it. I feel more confident in a bright colour.
Again, I feel desperately invisible in, like, a black dress. Or I see a lot of, especially online now, young people doing this whole monochromatic beige and white, and even their interiors are really clean. And I'm just, that just makes me hyperventilate. I'm just like, I cannot do that. And they say the same to me. They're like, oh no, I feel really shy about wearing colour. And I don't know, I couldn't possibly tell someone how to get over that. I just know that it makes me feel good.
Exactly. I mean, each to their own. I mean, a lot of people really dislike. I know some people that they only love wearing black, and that's also fine. It's just, I guess a personal thing what you enjoy, but I'm the same. Houses, like, I can't do anything white or our house is, I mean, thank goodness Joe's okay with it, because there is pinks and purples and yellows and everything around our house. So I'm glad I'm with Joe. Well, Candice, that was an amazing chat. Thank you so much for being in Di's salon. We still have the hair part to go. We still need to see what you do look like with that pixie cut, and I'm so intrigued now.
You're listening to Di's Salon.
Now we've gone through your salon magazine, it's time for the transformation. I have this amazing pixie wig that we're going to try on you today. You said you wanted to try something different. This is certainly different, and it's going to give you an insight as to whether or not this is something that you could possibly do in the future. So for health and safety reasons, Candice, I'm just going to pop on my mask and my visor. I may sound a little bit different, but it's just because I have my safety gear on. Okay, Candice, the pixie wig is now going on. I have chosen a lovely little finger wave, and I've chosen like a chocolatey brown, which I think this colour looks incredible. So let's try it on. Let's see how it goes. Oh my God, this is so cute. I absolutely love it. Wow, look!
It feels so warm.
This is so cute. I want you to have a look in the mirror, and it's literally like a change in seconds.
It's so
How are we liking this?
Oh my God.
It's
And
really
I love
cute.
this. I would never have picked this colour, but it's really
It's
soft.
nice, isn't it? Yeah, really soft. I think on you don't want too dark, because you can then see the texture still in this.
Yeah.
Little finger wave. Is it taking you back to
Literally.
when you were 25?
Literally. And now I don't have to worry about it sweating out.
Yeah,
This is so
and I
cute.
mean, there's no chemicals used on
Exactly.
this. Just place it on and you've got a little different style. I mean, I still absolutely love your signature look, do not get me wrong. But for something different, a bit of a change.
Yeah, this is great.
This is
I
great.
love this.
So I'll be seeing a little picture on Instagram with you in a little pixie cut. So cute.
Oh, I adore this.
Yay!
Thank
There
you.
you go, you're welcome.
That is very cute.
Di's Salon.
Candice, we now have your little pixie wig on. Look, like I say, I knew you were going to look fabulous in it, but this is something that is fun, and I think it definitely still suits you and looks great.
No,
How you feel?
honestly, I'm like in shock right now. I really do love it. And it's just taken me back to a time when I would play around with hairstyles. So I do think, with the other half's permission, this might be something I do more often, because I'm loving how this is looking. And it's also given me inspiration and ideas about growing my hair out possibly. Because let's face it, I can just shave my hair back in seconds if I want to change it back.
Exactly. I also ask all my clients this question. How was your experience today at Di's Salon? 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing. What tip would you leave me? How much of a tip would you leave me?
Oh my gosh, it's definitely been an 11 in experience.
Yes.
I've had such a good time and such a good chat. And I'm a big tipper.
Nice.
I'm a big tipper. So I'd leave you a hefty tip. At least 20 quid.
What am I going to get? Absolutely love that. I'm thinking about what I'm going to spend my tip on. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for chatting with me and coming to Di's Salon. I have personally learnt so much, and I'm definitely going to grab one of your books, because I have read the first chapter about the hair, and I can't wait to keep going with it. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yay.
Thank you.
Candice, I have really learnt so much today. Thank you for that chat. For more on transformational moments and milestones, you can listen back to my episode with Zoe Sugg. Make sure you subscribe to BBC Sound so you never miss an episode of Di's Salon. Guys, see you all and speak to you soon.
Dye Salon. To make an appointment, please leave a message after the beep. Beep!
Hey Di, it's me Jamie. Now listen, I need some serious work on my hair. It's freaking me out, it's freaking everyone else out, and let's sort it out. So I'm going to come into the salon, like, now, and if you're there, then I'm coming. See you soon. Bye!
Whether you're feeling the baseline or getting ready for bedtime, feeling full of attitude or embracing gratitude, when you want to turn up the loudspeakers or happy just being a chill seeker, Radio 1 Dance, Radio 1 Relax. Flip your vibe with 2 streams only on BBC Sounds.